Guilt by Association. April 24, 2019. By Anna von Reitz. Remember the movie, Lonesome Dove? Remember how Gus and Woodrow wound up hanging their friend Jake Spoon? Jake was an affable man, not a bad man at all, just weak and shiftless. He fell in with a gang of murdering horse thieves and cattle rustlers on the trail, and by the time he realized what company he was in, it was too late. Though he didn't participate and didn't kill anyone, he was guilty by association. Now people are in an uproar and accusing me of bad leadership and unkindness and lack of good judgment because I have drawn hard lines between the American States Assembly effort and all the other organizations out there that claim they are doing the same thing. Why? Guilt by association. Maybe it hasn't really hit rock bottom yet, but US citizens can't organize an actual State of the Union, and it's a crime for them to be involved in any such thing. It's not a small crime, either. It's a whopper. Even if they mean well, even if they don't know that jurisdictional boundaries have been crossed, even if they are innocent as the flowers in May. Bruce Doucette got 38 years under the statutory law, and it would have been worse if he had been tried as a US citizen under common law. He and the other people with him could have been hung. Just like Jake Spoon, and for the same reason. That should tell people enough, but unfortunately, it is still not sinking in. Anyone who hasn't got their identity nailed down and their political status correction on the public record is presumed to be a US citizen, and it is a crime for a US citizen to be a member of anything calling itself a state assembly. So, I am not being mean. I am not being arrogant. And I am not being set up with some phony collusion charge and being railroaded, either. Those other groups are doing what they are doing, and the American States Assembly is doing what it is doing, and never the twain shall meet. Why? I have zero tolerance for guilt by association. Now, I am willing to wholeheartedly believe that there are a lot of good patriotic people involved in all those other groups. And I agree that a vast fraud has been practiced against us, and that it is irritating that we have to respond to it and rebut it, but the fact remains that we do have to rebut it. Those who don't do the paperwork, who don't reclaim their birthright on the record, who don't rebut the presumption of US citizenship, are leaving themselves and their assemblies open to being charged as criminals, and anyone who aids and abets them or associates with them, is open to guilt by association and claims of conspiracy and collusion. Not me, Bubba. And not the American States Assembly, either. There is one other kind of guilt by association I want to discuss, and this one is, if possible, even more troublesome. This is the one that confuses me and my team with public servants. Some people think that I and the other members of the living law firm are public employees, that it is our job to straighten this mess out and bring the claims and do all the work for everyone. And they blame us because they are sitting on their rumps expecting to be served and expecting to get everything for free, and they think somehow that it's not their problem, it's our problem, as if we caused it by discovering it. Again, guilt by association. Here's the rest of the story, and I am not being arrogant, irresponsible, or mean. I am telling you the truth. It is our problem, it's a problem for every American and every US citizen. We have all been set up. We've been defrauded, enslaved, lied to, and the plans are well underway to steal our inheritance right along with our identities. Now, identity theft is a crime that everyone in this day and age should understand. Some hotshot kid with a computer and a bad streak gets hold of your name and some information about you, and suddenly, they are into your bank accounts, they clean out your life insurance, they max out your credit cards. What the British territorial government under the Queen and the municipal United States government under the Pope did to us, is just a gigantic national-level identity theft. It has the same results for everyone. If you are an American, you've suffered identity theft and institutionalized fraud and robbery. If you are a US citizen, you've been fingered as a criminal and left holding the bag and the national debt. Either way, they did this to us while pretending to be our friends, our allies, and our protectors. If you want someone to blame, blame yourselves first for being so clueless for so long, then blame the Queen and her lot for all the lies they've told about all of us, and then finally blame the Roman pontiffs and the Roman Curia for their parts in all this rot, but don't blame me and don't blame my team. We are not associated with the crime, and we are not guilty by association, either.